phenomena photography from space. We've proven that the spacecraft is not only habitable. To sum it up, Gordo's mentioned the 17 experiments. We were busy through most of the flight. There's no doubt in my mind that if I went back there again, I could bring back even more data. One of the most interesting things that I'd like to comment on is the air glow at night and the day glow. Is one of the hardest things I've seen to photograph, and people are extremely interested in that, and we need some a special camera to take those pictures. The day glow in the daytime just does not photograph on regular film like it looks to us. This is the one thing that I haven't seen back on the ground that looks like it does in flight, and neither does the air glow at night. I think a great deal of work can be done in the dim light phenomena photography from space. We've proven that the spacecraft is not only habitable but useful, and I hope that they get all the data that they would like to get out of our flight, and I think that CT7 and on will benefit from some of our things and bring back even more. We were the first ones to get photographs in Australia for geological work. Well, our photographs are not as pretty as the ones you've seen here because we were only 2 hours from sunset when we were able to obtain the first photographs. CT7 will get down where they have almost high noon conditions in Australia to photograph. With that, I'd like to turn the program back over to Dr. Hess. Thank you very much.
Dr. Wells, who has been with us all morning here, sitting behind the speaker, so I'm afraid he hasn't been seen. Dr. Wells is chairman of the Space Council. Our next speaker will be Charles A. Berry, the doctor, and the doctor who has been senior scientist in charge of the Gemini V operation. I think all of us were most interested, if we were interested in one thing, it was how man would survive a longer period in space. And some of the results of this study, they did survive. Obviously, they're here. They came back in good shape. But we'd like to know from Dr. Berry his opinions on the results of this flight. Dr. Berry.
President, Mr. Webb, Dr. Hess, Dr. Seitz. It's really a great honor for me to have the opportunity to come and talk to this group, and the honors that have been accorded me to be associated with this program, I think are beyond comment. I would like to just say that I feel that this is something that comes to an individual really representing a large group of people, and I'd like to just remind myself of this all the time, and to say it publicly to you as a group, because there are large numbers of people involved, both within our own house and outside, who certainly have something to do with helping obtain the information we need to tell whether man can indeed go on longer in space. I thought very seriously this morning for a while of just standing up here and saying the report is was right here, right now in the front row, and that would sort of end it all, because they're obviously here, as Dr. Hess said, they're in fine shape, and that can probably solve our problem. Obviously, you want to know more information than this, and I nearly had a coronary myself here in the past few minutes, because we had some of the information has been left en route here with some of the frantic activity this morning, and so it's been arriving, and I hope we have something to talk from as of now. Now, it has been stated that one of the prime goals of the Gemini program, of course, is to determine man's reaction to long-term flight. And we have attempted to do this in a series of missions, starting clear back with the Mercury program. We had our first slide, please. This slide summarizes for us the spaceflight experience, a great deal of information from some flights which are basically research and development type flights in an operational setting. For this reason, they pose certain limitations on what can be done. And I think that we can say that we're perfectly happy with what man has done for a 4-day period, and now for an 8-day period. We feel that he has shown that he's the ability to adapt to a spaceflight environment, to a zero-G environment, and then to readapt to a 1G environment in a satisfactory manner. Thank you very much.
We have just a few minutes left, but if there are any questions from the floor, I think the speakers would not mind trying to answer them. Yes, sir.
The question was about bone demineralization studies. We have had on these two long-duration missions some X-ray densitometry being done involving the os calcis, heel bone, and the small, the last digit of the small finger. The data from the 4-day mission showed that there was an 8 to 10% decrease in the density of these two bones done by this technique. The very early look at the data, and it certainly is not complete yet at all on the 8-day mission, would show the same sort of trend. And I think that the final data will certainly have to be presented by Dr. Mack, who is the principal experimenter in that area. And we do have hopes of accompanying this data with a more thorough calcium study that would involve calcium intake and output. Again, very difficult to do in the operational environment in which we find ourselves.
Any other questions you'd like to ask? I think you can ask the astronauts questions if you'd like to. They look comfortable in the first row here. Yes, sir.
Sir, the question was the sensations of re-entry compared to a 34-hour mission with a 190-hour mission. I think first, to back up very slightly from re-entry, I think we very definitely were sensitized a little more to the zero-G environment. In the 34-hour mission, I had not noted any particular feeling of the G-force created by the retro rockets firing. So I certainly did on this mission. They very definitely, in fact both of us, had a very definite feeling of the onset of G's just created by the thrusting of the retro rockets. Again, on the MA9 34-hour mission, I didn't note the particular first onset of the G-force on re-entry until I got further on down in the re-entry. On this particular one, we both noted, almost prior to the accelerometer indicating the G-force, we both began to note the G-force initially. And then, after we once hit that initial portion of it, we appeared to adjust it very rapidly and not feel any different on it. So we were very well calibrated then on the higher G pulse. But initially, we very definitely had a slight sensitivity to the G, or came in 0 G for a period of time. Comparison of side on MAI and G5 is mostly different. I just saw almost identically the same thing on this slide, and straight into the same places, and exactly the same type of things I saw on MAI. I think that confirmation along with it.
Number one, the cuts, no yes. The cuts were utilized for a 4-day period during this mission by V, and the other cycle continued for that period of time. If you look at the tilt data following and trying to compare the tilt data, or any of the post-flight responses of the two, I think that you are hard put to say that the cuts did anything particularly here. Now, part of it is due to the fact that there is some differences, individual difference between the two, as to their pulse pressure responses, for one thing, and each tends to run normally a wider pulse pressure than does Florida. Secondly, if you try and analyze the data very carefully, it appears that there may be some quicker return to normal, and as far as the dose is concerned, with pulse rate, with the than there is with Florida. But I think it's so small that it's very difficult to say. I would certainly not stand there and tell anyone that we see evidence these cuts did something particularly for us at this time, at any rate. Now, we're evaluating what we want to do for the future. Do we want to repeat the same or not? And I can't answer that right now. The last question, as far as there was some weight loss, this weight loss was, I don't remember the exact figure right now, but somewhere in the 7 to 8 pounds, roughly around 7.5 to 8 pounds. And the bulk of this was regained within a 24-hour period, though, which again means that they picked up most of this again by fluid intake, and we have no evidence from our blood units. We all of this in the normal area that there was any dehydration following this flight. That's one thing they did extremely well, and learning from the previous flights, they did take very adequate amounts of water.
Bringing the session to a close now. There's certain functions going on in other parts of the building that will have to be resumed. Science.
Thank you very much, Dr. Cass, and I would like to particularly thank you, Mr. Webb, for the privilege of allowing us to have here the Academy so early. Colonel Cooper, Commander Conrad, and Dr. Bird. Dr. Hess introduced Edward Welch briefly. I might emphasize that he's the Executive Secretary of the National Aeronautics and Space Council, Vice President and serves as Chairman of the Council, but during the period in which our nation was without a Vice President, Mr. Welch was the acting Chairman of the Board. As those gathered here have undoubtedly read in the newspapers, the Space Science Board will have a small luncheon for the astronauts and ground staff in the building. That small party would make their way down that corridor and then under the dome turn left in the reading room in the academy. They'll find things established there. Our other guests are quite welcome to use the dining facilities we have in our refectory. The refectory is also down that corner, but downstairs to the right, to the side. Quite welcome. We would ask our kitchen staff to prepare some extra meals and prepare to serve those of you who want to have lunch here at this time. Again, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I want particularly to thank those who made these excellent presentations.